So last night we saw Gervonta Tank Davis get worked by Lamont Roach, and many of us were not. We weren't expecting that, man. Many of us, to be honest, we thought Roach was gonna get knocked out because when you got to pull fighters up in weight, you kind of look at it like, okay, you avoided other fighters for a reason, and you got to pull up other dudes because you're trying to avoid these other fighters. So that's the reason why a lot of us didn't give Tank a chance, because we thought we didn't give Lamont Roach a chance because we thought this was like going to play out like many of the other fighters that he pick and choose. But we were wrong. We were wrong, and Lamont Roach showed out. Now, after that fight, and during the fight, Lamont Roach did hurt Tank a few times, wobbled him, rocked him, and hit him to the body and made him take a knee. Go back and watch that. Because when you think about it, man, when Tank went down, did you really see him paw at his eyes like grease was in his eye? You never seen him. He gets up and runs over to his corner, and then he told Calvin Ford something was in his eye. And that was he just thought quick. He was quick with his thoughts, man, and he made that up, yo. Because this is not the first fight Tank fought with braids in his head, man. So all of a sudden, this is just that fight that Tank is getting beat up in. This is the fight that all of a sudden grease get in his eye. So, come on, man. Y'all got to put two and two together, man. But after the fight, many was saying, well, after seeing what Lamont Roach was able to do with Tank Davis, many are saying, well, they think Shakur Stevenson, Keyshawn Davis, and Devin Haney, to name a few, will definitely get Tank. All right? If Lamont Roach could do it, they should be able to do it. I'm even one that even said that. But now, I had some time to really think. That still might be a thing. But you got to remember something, man. Lamont Roach, I think he has more experience in the ring with Tank than all of these other dudes did. Then Shakur, Dev, and Keyshawn, he sparred Tank too. But Lamont Roach has the most experience in the ring with Tank Davis, man. So that could be a deciding factor on, rather or not the other three dudes we're talking about that could potentially beat Tank actually can do it. Lamont Roach told us that he knew Tank more than a lot of people do. And he said he's going to show y'all. He laughed at it too. And that's exactly what he did. And that makes sense, because Lamont Roach was able to do that. That when you think about it, that doesn't necessarily mean that Devin, Shakur, and Keyshawn could do it. All different fighters, man. Now Lamont Roach, he's known to not really be a big puncher, but he still managed to hurt Tank. So you can start when you want to talk about power, at least. If Lamont Roach, if you want to look at it from that aspect, Lamont Roach wasn't a big puncher, moving up from 130. You got Devin Haney, which is probably a naturally bigger dude than Lamont Roach. He's not known for his power. Shakur Stevenson, he's not known for his power. Keyshawn Davis has good power. All right, so if you want to argue that fact, go on that aspect, yeah. When it comes to the power, then there's a possibility that Devin and Shakur could possibly hurt Tank too, and definitely Keyshawn Davis if you want to break it down like that. As far as like chins though. That's another story. You gotta have some kind of a chin to beat Tank. All right, because he does punch. He punches hard, and that's probably one factor too. Lamont Roach wasn't. He was able to absorb that power, and I think a lot of it comes from him not being weight drained either. Another factor that people not talking about. So that's something to consider too when you talk about Shakur, Devin, and Keyshawn. If they go into that fight healthy without being drained, will they be able to absorb Tank's punching power? Now, there's always a debate about Devin Haney's chin. People are going to start saying he's chinny because Ryan Garcia dropped him. He got rocked by what's dude he fought a couple of years back? Jorge Linares rocked him, but he didn't drop him. Now, Ryan Garcia did drop him a few times, but that was because Devin, he was dropped, and he just couldn't really gain his footing back because Ryan had that pads in his fucking system. And plus, it's because Devin wasn't being defensively responsible in that fight. He was in there trying to brawl and bang with Ryan Garcia. Okay? Which leads me to another point. Lamont Roach stood right there in front of Gervonta Tank Davis. Will Shakur do that? That's questionable because we know Shakur, when it comes to power punches, many people say he doesn't like to stand in the pocket with power punches. So will he do that against Tank? I don't know. That's not really his thing when it comes to power punches. But Shakur can stand there in the pocket and bang with you. He's done it many fights. Devin Haney, he has a lot of heart and dog in him. He might decide to stand there and trade with Tank as well. But out of those three, out of Keyshawn, Shakur, and Devin Haney's chin is proven. His is the most proven out of those three. Keyshawn Davis and Shakur Stevenson's chin is questionable because we haven't seen him hit. I seen Keyshawn, he got buzzed a couple of times. Forgot the dude's name. I forgot that one fight. He got buckled a little bit, but it wasn't like he was out on his feet. And he whipped on homeboy. He whipped him to the decision win, I think. I forgot dude's name, man. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Shakur, you never seen him really get hit flush with anything to really see how his chin is going to react. All right, we seen Devin hit with a power puncher, Ryan, and we seen him hit with a good, decent puncher in Hill Norris. And to be fair, a juiced up Ryan Garcia couldn't even stop Devin Haney. And that's another thing a lot of people don't talk about either. So this is why I got to give Devin a nod with his chin, because people are saying he's chinny, but bro, Ryan Garcia, this big puncher, plus he was on pads, he couldn't stop Devin Haney, bro. Devin kept getting up, fighting. So Devin, he earned a lot of respect when it comes, as far as I'm concerned. So when we say because what Lamont Roach was able to do with Tank, will Keyshawn, Shakur, and Devin do it? It's very possible that they could. Probably might even be worse for Tank if one of them get to him. But you also got to consider factors here, like I just said. The chin, the weight, the demeanor of the fighter. Keyshawn will likely stand there with Tank. The defense, that's another thing nobody's talking about. Shakur has the sharper, the back and, the distance defense, as far as I'm concerned. He got good twitchy defense too in the pocket. Keyshawn, his defense is getting better. Devin's defense, when he's in defense mode, Devin's defense is really his movement, man. He sometimes moves his head a little bit, but Devin's defense is evading and movement and ducking, and Shakur's defense is more of like an in and out defense. But when he's in the pocket, he does have, he know how to parry jabs and do stuff like that. But he doesn't. Shakur Stevenson don't really have head movement. Lamont Roach was moving his head last night, so that's another thing. But I think ultimately, man, if these dudes go in there with that same mindset and they got the chin that Lamont Roach had and all that, it'll be worse for Tank, especially in my humble opinion, with Keyshawn Davis. It might be worse. If Keyshawn Davis can go in there and he has the chin like a Lamont Roach, he has the health, he has all his weight, he's going to go in there and ding on Tank and probably stop him. Devin Haney, if he goes in there, healthy weight, just in good defense and doing what he does, then yeah. See, Lamont Roach, he's not as athletic as them, I don't think so. That's why, that's another thing he showed us too. He conserved his energy by not moving around a lot. And that was another thing that I think helped Lamont Roach. And that's something that these dudes could take from Lamont Roach if they ever fight Tank Davis. Like, you don't have to be in his face if you don't want, but that's a good thing because that kind of crowds his power. But you don't have to run from him every 5 seconds and shit like that. So Shakur will probably utilize the most movement out of all those three. And if Shakur's tank engine can go 12 rounds, I got Shakur probably more than likely outpointing Tank, man. And he might even hurt Tank to the body. I told y'all the body, bro. It's the body. Tank don't like body shots. That is his Achilles heel, bro. I'm telling you, it's his body shot. It's the body. You gotta hurt the body, man. I told y'all that, and I think that's what, like I said, that delayed reaction from that knee he took came from a body shot from Lamont Roach. So there's things to consider before we jump and say, because Lamont did that, automatically Keyshawn and Devin and Shakur could automatically do it too, which might be true, but you have to consider the factors that I just talked about. If these dudes could do that stuff and do it better than Lamont Roach, it will have a better chin than Lamont Roach. They gonna give him worse problems than Lamont, because there's arguably Shakur, Devin, and definitely Keyshawn Davis likely punch harder than Lamont Roach. So Tank would be in for it. And this is Tank saying, remember, you ain't got the power to keep me off you. Remember all that stuff he was saying? Well, as you saw, power is not everything. I keep telling everybody that too. And the power, if you don't have the power, but you got the skill and the heart, you can bring it to everybody. You can be a problem for anybody, bro. But let me know what y'all think. This is Rebel Life Boxing. I'll catch y'all the next one. And I'm off this.